It was just this month that football great Orlando Thomas lost his battle with ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. Thomas played for the Minnesota Vikings from 1995 to 2001 and led the league in interceptions during his rookie year. During his playing days, he weighed 225 pounds, but the disease brought him down to about 70 pounds. Orlando Thomas was only 42 years. That also happened to be the number on his jersey.
Well, it seems like we hear more and more about ALS every day. The neurodegenerative disease affects a person's nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, and unfortunately eventually leads to their death.
According to the ALS Association, each year approximately 5,600 people are diagnosed in the U.S. ALS can strike anyone, but it's not contagious. Some
symptoms include, but are not limited to, muscle weakness, also speech impairment, and difficulty walking. It's that last symptom, difficulty walking, that makes what this next guy is doing so impressive.
Sussex County resident and ALS patient Tim Hill is planning a 10-mile walk from Dewey Beach to Bethany Beach. Delmarva Life's Sean Stryker is in Bethany with Tim. Now, I imagine, Sean, that training is a big part of this.
Yeah, Jimmy, you're right. It's a huge part in it. It's a huge part in this, excuse me. Tim's been training for the past 2 months. He's putting in about 15 hours a week of training, and that's quite a bit. I'm here with Tim Hill. Now, Tim, thanks for joining me. First and foremost, 10 miles is a lot to walk for anybody.
Yes.
Why is this something that you're doing?
Well, I picked 10 miles because it's virtually impossible for someone with ALS. And I couldn't walk 10 miles before I was diagnosed. So I wanted it to be truly a miracle if I make it the full 10 miles, which I expect to do.
Yeah, now you were diagnosed in the last spring,
Yes.
about 5-6 months ago.
Yes.
What was that like?
Well, at first I was in shock and given very little hope that I could improve. So for about a month I just was feeling sorry for myself and thought that I was had not much of a future. But little by little, I started to come back, and I started to do exercising and physical therapy. I met the folks at the clinic at Peninsula Regional. They virtually saved my life through they're just so loving and caring and gave me hope, gave me things to do, kept in touch with me, visited me at home, and just started to get better, which I was told could not happen.
For somebody that doesn't understand ALS, what are some of the symptoms that you have?
Well, they're different for different people. Mine was a cramping in my legs, which began my feet, my legs, up through my body until virtually everything was cramping, very serious cramps. Shaking, a lot of the things that appear to be Parkinson's disease, and that's why it's so hard to diagnose. I started having symptoms about 3 years ago. Finally was diagnosed this spring, and I started to fall. I did just completely unrelated things that appeared, so that's why it takes so long to diagnose.
And so now you've been doing a lot of training, like I
Yes.
said, 2 months. What are some of those things you do just to get yourself able to walk this 10 miles?
Well, I do a lot of walking. I walk on the boardwalk. I walk in Georgetown where I live. I go to physical therapy at the Mears Clinic, very intense physical therapy. My wife does physical therapy with me for several hours every night, and I just really don't stop moving.
And now that walk, that's taking place this weekend. Tell the people at home, you're planning on leaving at what time?
I will start walking at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and I will begin at Dewey, and I will walk 10 miles to Bethany Beach. That's the plan, at least.
Well, I'm sure you're going to do it. And I wish you the best of luck. And if you want to read more about Tim and his story, all you have to do is visit our website, WBOC.com, and click on our picture at the top of the page. Now, Jimmy and Lisa, I also want to mention, of course, he's doing this to raise hope for other ALS patients. He's also trying to raise some money for the local ALS chapter. So it's a great cause, and we wish Tim the best. And I have faith in him. He's going to definitely cross that finish line. Back to you.
What an inspiration Tim is.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Sean.
Picked 10 miles because it's impossible, and he's going to do it.
He's going to do it.
Phew. Okay, so let's turn to our animals' health. Take a look at this guy, Charlie, sporting a pet pace collar so that his owner is a little more at ease. You're going to find out just what it's monitoring and what it could help prevent.
A pet protection policy may help prevent expensive vet bills for our furry friends. Our friends from Angie's List tell us what to look for when it comes to pet insurance policies. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.